Westgarth tragically dying as a result of injuries sustained afterwards. And speaking to Carl Greaves this morning, his trainer, he said he has come through such a lot and he is a tough guy, and tonight he carries the name of Westgarth with him on his shorts into the ring, and he says it will be his tribute.
It's a magnificent gesture, isn't it, John, from Spelman? I've read a couple of quotes from him before this contest. He actually thinks that pressure is what's needed to beat Lyndon Arthur. Educated pressure. He's just got to watch what he's doing early on in this contest, because Lyndon Arthur's got 6 knockouts in the first round. He's sharp, quick in the first couple of rounds especially.
It's that right uppercut, isn't it? That's the danger punch for Arthur.
Yeah, right uppercut, straight right hand also. He's got good reflexes early on in the contest, and and someone coming forward, pressuring him, and may just walk onto us one of those shots. So Spelman, I understand his tactics, but he's got to be a little bit wary early on.
Spelman believes that he can fight at a pace that Arthur won't be able to match. Arthur and his trainer, and much respected trainer, Pat Barrett, he believes that he's simply too good, that he'll box too well and hit too hard. It's rumoured that Arthur had to take off a real lump of weight to get down to 12-7.
Yeah, he looks lean, doesn't he, Arthur?
Big man for the weight. Stands 6'2". Spelman trying to stay busy. Well, the pattern of the fight already being established, maybe in this opening round. Spelman, who's been on the front foot. Arthur looking for an opportunity to throw the big right hand, but it's not really presented itself as yet. First rounder in the corner there. Carl Greaves is working away on. Lyndon Arthur with that reach advantage. You'll try and pick him off with the jab as he comes in.
There's that long straight right hand I spoke about earlier from Arthur. You can see what he's doing. He's got a fast jab and he's flicking it, and he's just looking for that, for the right hand also as Spelman's coming forward. He's just trying to trigger off the attack from Spelman by just flicking that jab out.
Sure, Anthony Yard will be watching on. Fight against the winner of this against Yard would be an obvious possibility later in the year. Lyndon Arthur made the GB setup as an amateur, didn't he?
Yeah, he was on the GB for a couple of years, Lyndon. He did well in a few tournaments that we sent him on, but I think all the coaches on GB, the general view was that the pro game would probably suit him more, in that he tends to box at a slower pace, a slower tempo rather, and yeah, maybe it's more suited to the pro game. But he was decent, and he boxed at WSB, and I mean, he started boxing late, didn't he? What, 17 years of age, something like that. Yeah. So, and to get on GB as early as he did really well, Lyndon.
Well, I mean, it's a terrific story, isn't it? His mum contacting Pat Barrett and basically saying, do something with him, help me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he did. Turn it around. And he freely admits, were it not for boxing, he might not be in a good place.
Spelman got to move his head a little bit more here, John. There's the difference in this round. These fast jabs now from Lyndon Arthur. He's just getting into a rhythm and a pattern. Look there again. That jab there. It's just, there's that right uppercut that you spoke about earlier, but it's just allowing Lyndon Arthur just to get into a little bit of a rhythm here behind that jab.
Much better round than the opener so far for the champion.
Spelman's got to move that head a little bit more and even target that right hand over the top, because look at Lyndon Arthur's low left hand. But you need quick reflexes and get the feet in quick and whip the shot over as the jab comes out. Easier said than done, but that's what you should be concentrating on. But Lyndon Arthur, a much better round.
He's dominated with that jab, and the eyes of the right eye now of Spelman is looking a little bit bruised. Third round of this 12-rounder. So many top names of British boxing over the years have held this Commonwealth title.
Pat Barrett will be very pleased in that corner after that second round, because he did it so cleanly and easily, really, with that jab. Didn't exert much energy doing it. Just boxed very sensible. I think what Spelman's got to do, he's got to up the work rate here, John. He's got to get on that bike a little bit more and really force the attacks and sustain the pressure like that there. That's better. He's probably just waiting a little bit too long, but he said beforehand that he's going to pressure Lyndon Arthur. That's the way to beat him, but he's got to do it now. It's easier said than done.
Got to get past that jab.
And that jab is the problem, you see. It's just a basic shot, but it's very quick indeed, and it's hard to get around. Every time he's sort of starting off, he just kept off balance with that shot. It's a simple punch, but it's so effective.
Trying to whip in that right uppercut again there, Lyndon Arthur. Decent body shot from Spelman. He said he'd walk through Lyndon Arthur, but it hasn't happened yet. But if Arthur is indeed very tight at the weight, then the further the fight goes, the more stamina might be called into being something of an issue.
Yeah, the problem for Spelman here, though, Johnny, is Arthur is boxing well within himself here. He's probably, you know, he's not out of third gear here. I'm not suggesting that this is an easy fight for Arthur, but at the moment he's boxing well within himself. That's better from Spelman now. He's keeping the pressure on.
But
so
he's
it makes
really
things a lot more difficult.
Marking up, and there's blood coming from Spelman's nose now.
Roll in.
Plenty of effort from Spelman, but the more accurate work seemingly coming from Arthur. Good pressure. So into the fourth round, 12-rounder for the Commonwealth light heavyweight title. The Mancunian Lyndon Arthur against Scunthorpe's Dec Spelman.
Left hand up, Dec.
Feet of Spelman are just a little bit too slow, John. He's just got to quicken things up a little bit. He's got the right idea. He wants to apply the pressure, but he's got to move his head to avoid that jab, but then he's got to move the feet in quicker. Double jab right hand is probably what he needs here, and back Arthur up and then switch the attack downstairs and trying to sustain the attack on the ropes, maybe.
Arthur jabbing beautifully so far. I didn't check with you. I assumed that you gave Lyndon Arthur that third round.
Yeah, I did give Lyndon the third round. Just better quality work, really, from him.
better from Spelman, but the right eye is starting to swell up.
Rare mistake from Arthur there, just fall short, and Spelman come back well.
Part of my research, I was having a little listen to Spelman's band, the Cones. They're not the worst.
And he's lead singer, isn't he?
Yeah, it's on, you can get it on Spotify. Something for you to do on the drive home.
Just got caught with a lovely right uppercut on the ropes there with Spelman. And that's it. That's all he's got to do. You've got to move that head. The quality of the punches are from the champion.
That's jabbed really well, accurately. Another good round this has been for the champion.
Yeah, the pace is suiting him down to the ground here, and he's dictated the pace with that jab, you see. He's boxing to his pace is Lyndon Arthur, and we certainly need something different from Spelman. He's got to change things, John, here.
Good round, Arthur. Arthur being able to fight his fight at the moment. Again, picking him off well at range.
Spelman just come out with a bit more urgency. I think his corner will have told him he's got to get closer to his opponent. He's got to put more pressure on. It's so important, John, to keep that head moving as you're coming forward against this Arthur. His hands are so fast. Because if your feet are slow and there's no head movement, then you're easy picking for him.
Now this is where Spelman wants to be.
Yeah, this is where he's got to go to work now.
Here's the instruction for him to roll to his left and to work. I tell you what, Arthur doing a pretty good job of stifling that work.
Arthur's expecting him to come forward more and try and get the chin on the chest, but he's been caught with that good right uppercut, remember?
Yeah.
So he probably thinks, I'm not going to make that mistake again. Oh, and as I say that, then he delivers the right uppercut there. That was, again, a bit of quality there.
Spelman been sparring with the lanky Shakan Pitters in the run-up to this. Man who took his English title off him.
Cracking fight and all, wasn't it?
It was a hell of a fight last September, that one.
That one round, it was round 7 or 8. It was, if I remember right.
The 8th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon it was the round, one of the rounds of the year.
Yeah, it was tremendous stuff. Arm across, John, and use that cross guard and just negate that right uppercut from Lyndon Arthur.
Tell you what, 2 quality hooks there. Right hook first from Arthur, then a left hook, and now straight punches as well.
Yeah, Arthur again boxing. And even off the ropes, he seems very comfortable, doesn't he, Arthur? And the way things are going, the pace.
Good right hand from Spelman, and finishing the round.
Game from Arthur. Last 30 or 40 seconds, Spelman put in a couple of good attacks. But for most of it, then I thought Arthur again did the better work for me.
Arthur was told in the corner that he'd got to step it up.
If the single jab from Spelman's not enough, John, he needs that double jab. He needs to quicken the feet up. He's a double jab and then follow through with the right hand. Back Arthur up a little bit. There you go, that's better. Look. Slightly anyway.
Arthur just picking him off though. And, looking to drop the gloves, tempt him in, and then pot shot with those hooks and uppercuts. Bit of showboating from Lyndon Arthur now.
Well, that's showing his confidence, isn't it? Remember in his last contest when he won the title, I mean, he went 12 rounds for the first time, didn't he, Lyndon Arthur?
Yeah.
So he'll be so much more confident now in doing the 12 rounds. I remember when I did my first 12 rounder, and you grow in confidence so much. There's always that question mark, can you get through the 12 rounds when you haven't done it? And now he's done it. You'll look on it totally different now.
And although here it's Spelman who's on the front foot, the one putting the pressure on, there's no question that the bulk of scoring punches in this round anyway is coming from Lyndon Arthur.
Come on, with your body shot to the left. Good walk. Keep in there, keep work, come on, work. Up and down there,
That's better work from Spelman, he's just keeping that pressure on.
Keep tight, Dec, don't let him nick it back, don't let him take your good work away. Good work, Dec Spelman.
Again, a big effort from Spelman in the closing stages of this round, as in the last. Blood now oozing from his nostril. Effort in this round.
Just got to bring his forearm across, John, and use that cross guard and just negate that right uppercut from Lyndon Arthur.
Tell you what, two quality hooks there. Right hook first from Arthur, then a left hook, and now straight punches as well.
The relaxation and the speed.
It's a very relaxed style.
Very relaxed and very economical with his energy.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I think they must have said something in that corner to Lyndon Arthur. He just took his eye off the ball a little bit in that previous round, and he's upped his work rate a little bit here, Arthur.
Spelman said, I believe I can just walk right through him, and that I will be a lot more of a handful than Manuel Amin was, the Ghanaian, who Arthur fought in the last contest. Well, Arthur's dominated the first half of this round, but Spelman's starting to come back now.
Good work there. That body shot is good there. And again there, it was good there. Come on, work again, son. Come on, Dec. All right. Keep shifting that head, Dec. Keep shifting that head, Dec.
Again, a little bit of head movement is needed from Spelman here, John. He's taking too many shots like that.
It's that elbow, isn't it? Sorry.
Tough kid, Spelman.
Absolutely.
Moving your head. Flip it, step to your right. Round the side. Bring that right up round the body. Come on, whack your right.
On the switch hitting as he works his way along the ropes.
Grab the body shot. Body shot. And again. Good, come on.
The more vociferous corner work coming from Spelman's corner. And they're getting a little bit excited about the successes he has. I think one of those shot challenger Dec Spelman.
That's what he needs to do. That little slip there that he did, Spelman, then he's just got to punch off that. It was a great slip, but nothing came from it. So you've made your opponent miss, but then you've got to make him pay. You've got to come back with a scoring shot after a little move like that.
After starting this round well again.
Yeah, unfortunately for Spelman, you see, John, it's very one-paced. There's no real acceleration in his work. That's a little bit better from him now.
Following him around and getting caught too much on the way in, but now he's where he wants to be.
Keep your knees bent, Dec. Keep your knees, Dec. Keep your knees up.
Elbow. Sorry.
Get them knees, Dec.
Considering so much of the fight's been waged like this, Howard Foster's not up to do a lot.
No, it's been excellent on the inside from both of them, really. They're both just finding those gaps. Oh, that was a lovely
big
punch.
right hand.
Oh, and the left up to the body, John. That was a cracker.
Spelman felt the weight of that, but as you already said, tough guy. Arthur's right hand is a hurtful weapon.
Well, it is a hurtful weapon, yes, John, it is, but his jab tonight's been electric. It really
That's been
has.
the key, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Spelman being told by the referee, not for the first time, for punches around the back of the head.
Come on, Dec, keep working.
Well, pressure.
There you go.
Dec, get that big grass, mate.
It was just a lovely defensive move there from Arthur. He just blocked a lovely right hand with just a simple block. He was thinking about his defence. That's why he's quite comfortable on those ropes.
Keep them knees, Dec. Keep the shots in. Rip them body shots in, Dec. Roll in that left jaw. Come on.
Spelman's corner urging for their man to work the body a little bit more.
Here he goes.
Yeah, that's
where
not bad.
it needs to be. Taking an awful lot on the way in, though.
Speed as well, Dec. Come speed.
Yeah, I think Arthur's just very comfortable there, John, because the pace of the contest just suiting him down to the ground, and he's dictating that pace. Tough guy, Spelman. Unbelievable.
Wait too long, Dec. Picking you up. Keep moving that head, Dec, and punch off it.
Come on, do it like there you go, beautiful.
Lovely hook.
Yeah, just finding the spot.
And you heard Pat Barrett in the background almost purring with delight.
Yeah, you like that one.
Sort it out, come on. Right, stop it! Stay away.
Yeah, there's that double jab from Spelman. That's when he's got to bring the right hand into play. After that double jab right hand, and just sustain a little bit more pressure and try and go through the gears. But it's just one pace, and it's suiting Lyndon Arthur down to the ground.
He really is getting busted up now, Richie.
Come on,
Work now. Get some power shots. Come on.
No doubt the comments and the analysis afterwards are going to be about whether or not Arthur has got the style to give Anthony Yard trouble. Doesn't look as though. 10th round, 3 to go.
But it ain't over yet. There's 3 rounds left. Still say, John, that Spelman's got to target that right hand over the top. Look how low that left hand is. If you can just move the head a little bit more as he's coming forward, and then try and get the feet into range, and then draw the lead and try and whip that right hand over.
If you want it, then. Come on, let's go there.
Arthur content to let him come to him and try to pick him off on the way in. Spelman corner saying, come on, time to really go for it.
Take this one on the back foot. Take to the right. Get closer. Work. Come on, work now. Come on, let's go. Keep working. Can't just push them shots out there. Follow them in. Bit of speed, bit of intent. Can't just push them out. Come on, work. Get your feet in now and work. Good, come on.
Good right hand from Arthur.
Come on, take your shot.
This is where Spelman needs to go to work. When Arthur just eases up a little bit, just occasionally takes a breather.
Well done, come on, work.
Signs that he's doing that at the moment.
Come on, keep working. Get to the right, Lord. Come on.
Another complaint from Arthur about one round the back of the head. Howard Foster didn't want to know.
Come on, keep pushing away from that. Don't push that right hand up, Jack. Snap it, come on. Snap it now. 3, 1, 2 straight. Take your feet in. Come on, let's go.
That was the right hand that you've been telling him to throw.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a little bit better now from Spelman. A bit more intensity in his work.
Come on, Dec. Keep working. Come on, Dec. Come on, step to your right, Lord. Try to keep good to his left.
Better from Spelman.
Come on, work. Come on. Get in. Come on, work now. Come on, let's go. Let's feel it.
Spelman finishing the round well. Scorecard.
Go. Come on. Let's go.
So the signs were there in that last round. What Spelman should be doing. He quickened his feet up a little bit. Applied more pressure. Was a little bit more successful.
The old adage, isn't it? It only takes one in boxing, but it would be some turnaround if you were to really get Lyndon Arthur into trouble now.
That was a good left up there from Spelman.
Let's go. Keep working. Come on down, son. Lie down his shoe, Dec. Come on, son.
Oh, nice work from Arthur there, just maintaining that gap with that jab.
Let's hit some shots, go. Take it to your right, Dec.
The problem, John, is that with Spelman, as he's walking forward, he slows down just at the wrong time, really. This is a little bit better now. This is more intense, better pressure. But he slows down at probably the wrong time. Just as he's about to attack, he slows down. That just allows Arthur then just to tee off with those jabs. This is what he should have been doing more of.
Instruction coming from the corner to step to the right and try and catch him with the left hook. But Arthur, the Manchester favourite, is looking as though he's going to retain his title, but still Spelman presses.
Come on, there you go. Come on, slip back, come on. Step right, step right. Step right, quick, come on. Slide. Good, come on. Go right through the target with that. Get your feet in. Come on, hands up. Get your hands up, keep rolling and slipping and throwing. Come on. Don't stay still. Come on, roll. That's it. Good. Push it back. Come on. Hands up.
That's right hand from Arthur.
Roll under.
Yeah, a bit of blood now coming from the nose of Spelman.
His face looks a bit of a mess.
Yeah, walking onto these shots.
Busy Dec, don't let Nick around.
But that's the approach, definitely with the head movement. Gotta keep moving that head.
Quality work from Arthur again in the closing spirit.
Yeah, it has, and as you said, John, the referee hasn't had to do a lot, has he really? He's splitting them up.
Keep slipping and throwing.
Just let him get on with it. So yeah, it's been clean, fairly clean anyway. And the referee's had an easy night really.
Looking as though it's now going to go to the judges' cards.
Hands tight, walking down and throw. Throw that there. Front back, come on.
I've been in reverse gear for an awful lot of this fight, but it's his accuracy, straight punches that has been the work which has really caught the eye.
I think he's controlled the pace, John. That's been the key to it. And really controlling the movement of his opponent. He's brought him onto shots like that. Spelman's feet have just been a little bit too slow for me. And he knows what he's got to do. He's a tough lad, Dec Spelman. But the quality is definitely with Arthur.
Dominating this last round.
He's controlled the pace, and he's also controlled the distance and gap between himself and Spelman. And he's done that largely to that, down to that jab. Oh, that's a cracking right hand. Lovely counter work there from Arthur. But that jab has just maintained that gap and allowed him then to do the quality work.
Into the final minute now. Spelman's had his moments in this fight, and nobody could question his bravery. He's kept on coming, and he's keeping on coming now. Still believing that he can find one last big punch. He's given everything, but Arthur has just had that little edge in class.
He's earned every penny tonight. Spelman, tough as they come.
As we move into the final 20 seconds. Arthur keeping it at range. I'm not going to make any stupid mistakes now. Spelman's given it everything, but in the final analysis, I think maybe just...
The Commonwealth Light Heavyweight Champion, Lyndon King Arthur.
So by margins of 4